Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. Um, guys, Canelo Alvarez, he's making a lot of excuses about this Dmitry Bivol loss. Um, Canelo has taken that defeat very badly. He hasn't taken it too well. He's talking about the fact that, he's basically saying that, Bivol isn't better than me. Um, I just wasn't 100%. That's never great sign from a fighter when he loses a fight and he's saying that, you know, he's basically saying I wasn't 100%, this, that, the other. Canelo should take his loss and say, Bivol was the better man on the night and then come back again. Now, rather than making excuses and say you 100%, fans don't really want to hear that because it makes you seem like um, you're bitter about the defeat. I think Canelo Alvarez should not really address that situation. Just say, look, he beat me, and I'm looking for revenge. I'm going for revenge. By him saying that, I think he's kind of like he's finding it hard to accept defeat. And when you're someone like Canelo who had the opinion about himself, he felt he was unbeatable, and he got beat, and that aura of invincibility was broken for Canelo. So I can understand it's hard for Canelo to accept that someone's beat him. But they normally say the one that who's able to accept his defeat better has a better chance of rectifying that in the rematch. Canelo Alvarez, I will say this, has taken it really badly. He has taken the defeat badly in the sense that obviously he was expecting to beat Bivol. He couldn't beat Bivol, and unfortunately, I think it's affected him definitely. I think it's eating away at him. I think Canelo's probably had some sleepless nights, especially after the loss. I don't think Canelo would have slept well for a couple of days, maybe weeks. Because Canelo's a very proud man. He believes in his skill. He believes in his ability, and I believe he knows he was soundly beaten by Bivol, and that don't sit well with Saul Canelo Alvarez. So I think Canelo is looking for revenge. He's looking for revenge, and he's basically trying to say that, look, Bivol isn't better than me. He's not willing to accept it. He's a warrior. He's a competitor. He's not willing to accept Bivol is better than him. He's saying that I'm better than Bivol. It doesn't matter what people say. I'm better than Bivol. I wasn't 100%. That's why I lost. A lot of fighters say that just to give themselves a psychological boost that actually, I wasn't at my best and that's why Bivol beat me. But the reality is, in my opinion, that Bivol stylistically is a horrible fight for Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo Alvarez is going to have a blinder if he's going to beat Dmitry Bivol, because Dmitry Bivol stylistically isn't the best fight for Canelo Alvarez. And I think if Canelo accepts that, I think he probably will have a better chance. Now, this might just be for the cameras. This might just be, like I said, to give himself psychological boost. But I personally think, my opinion is, I think Bivol has a very, very awkward, horrible style for Canelo. And I think Canelo will struggle again if they fight, because I think Bivol's style is horrible. At 175, I'm not sure Canelo's at his best as well. So do I think that Canelo is better than Bivol? I do think Canelo obviously is a great fighter. Also, Canelo is a guy that's achieved a lot in his career. He's achieved a lot more than Bivol. Bivol's a lot bigger than him, and people say, well, that doesn't make it, it's got nothing to do with the people that say that don't know anything about boxing, because you're telling me that size doesn't make a difference. I mean, size doesn't, of course it makes a difference. People that saying that Bivol's size had nothing to do with it, you put Andrade up there against Beterbiev, right, and see what happens, right? You take his head off, clean off his shoulders. So, I mean, of course size makes a big difference. Size makes a big difference in a fight. Of course, if I'm bigger than you, I'm taller than you, I've got a bigger reach than you, a longer reach than you, of course I'm gonna have an massive advantage. Anyone that says that that's not an advantage, I mean, of course it is. That's why Bivol was able to beat him so comfortably. If Bivol has not got the advantages that he had, the fight would have been a lot tougher for Bivol as well, because he's a bigger man. He's able to absorb bigger punches from bigger guys. So people that say that size doesn't make a difference, talking absolute nonsense. and don't understand boxing and don't understand weight classes for a reason, right? So that's why the Bivol, not just the fact he's a very skilled fighter, which he is, he's also a big man. Now people say, oh, well, Canelo beat Kovalev. Yeah, but Kovalev wasn't the same Kovalev. Kovalev was past his best. This is a guy in his prime at 175. It's a completely different ball game. And Canelo is a lot smaller. We're not talking a little bit. He's way smaller. There's a big difference between Canelo and Bivol in size, height, reach, everything. It's not a small difference, man. A lot of you guys try to, downgrade Canelo. It's a big difference here. Huge difference. And Canelo, I thought he gave a great performance, bearing that in mind. I think he did very well. But I do think it's going to be a hard fight for Canelo again. I do. I think that Bivol stylistically is horrible. And I think Bivol is only going to get better. I think Bivol is at the stage of his career where I think Bivol is just going to go from strength to strength. And I think with the performance that he had against Zordo Ramirez, I think we're going to see an even better Dmitry Bivol. I do. I think Bivol's going to get even better. And I think he's going to become even harder to beat. So I think Canelo's in for an even harder fight this time, because I think Bivol's confidence now is through the roof. I think Bivol probably feels he's unbeatable at this point, As we saw, Canelo Alvarez thought that, and he was brought back down to earth. But Canelo Alvarez fighting Bivol, Canelo's going to be the smaller man, and Bivol's got all the advantages. And with the skill set that we've seen on Dmitry Bivol, you have to favor him again. So Canelo, again, is going to have the fight of his life if he wants to beat Dmitry Bivol. Because that's the only way he's beating him. Bivol is a great fighter. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Bivol is something great. And I think like I said, Bivol is going to go down as an all-time great. I feel he's going to be something special. And I don't think he's achieved anywhere near what I think he could potentially achieve in his career. But yeah, I think it's going to be a hard fight for Canelo. If it's at 175, which I think it will be, because I don't think Canelo would want it to be at any other weight. I think it puts Canelo in too much risk having it at 168. I think it's going to be a very hard fight for Canelo to overturn that win. I do at 175. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. So I think Canelo's going to have a blinder. He's going to have a blinder to beat Bivol. I think he's going to have a very good performance, which is going to be tough. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to know your opinion about what you think about Canelo and Bivol and Canelo's comments. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.